Changing your state is the foundation of transforming your life. Everything you do, every decision you make, and every action you take is determined by the emotional and physical state you are in. When people feel stuck, lost, or overwhelmed, it's not because they lack opportunities or resources. It's because they are in a state of hesitation, fear, or uncertainty. The way to break out of that cycle is to shift your state immediately. The fastest way to do this is through physiology. The mind and body are deeply connected, and by altering your body, you can instantly change your mental and emotional state. Stand up tall, breathe deeply, move with intensity, and engage your muscles with power. When you move like a confident, unstoppable person, your brain catches up and starts believing it. Energy is everything. The higher your energy, the greater your ability to make decisions, take action, and create momentum. Focus determines reality. Most people stay stuck because they obsess over what went wrong, why they failed, or what they lost. If your focus is on problems, you will feel powerless. Shift your focus to what is possible, what you can control, and what you can do right now. Where focus goes, energy flows. Direct your thoughts toward the future you want to create rather than the past you want to escape. Language also plays a critical role in shaping your state. The words you use, whether internally or in conversation, shape your emotional world. If you say, I'm stuck, I'm lost, or I'm not good enough, your mind accepts those as truth. But if you declare, I am resourceful, I will figure this out, and this is just the beginning, your state shifts into a powerful place where solutions and actions become clear. Taking immediate action solidifies the state change. Once you have shifted your body, changed your focus, and upgraded your language, you must take action before doubt creeps back in. Even a small step creates momentum. Make a call, send an email, take a walk, or make a decision you have been delaying. Action builds confidence, and confidence fuels more action. The speed at which you take action determines how quickly you can start over. If you hesitate, you give fear time to grow, but when you decide and act fast, you interrupt old patterns and create new possibilities instantly. Rituals are the key to sustaining a peak state. Anyone can feel motivated for a moment, but lasting transformation comes from conditioning your state daily. Create habits that prime your mind and body every morning. Whether that's exercise, gratitude, visualization, or affirmations, consistency in these habits creates an automatic shift. So you no longer have to think about it. It just becomes who you are. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start over. The moment you decide to change your state, everything else follows. It's not about circumstances, luck, or waiting for the right opportunity. It's about taking control of your energy, focus, and actions now. Your new life begins the second you change your state. The story you tell yourself determines the life you live. Every person carries an internal narrative, a set of beliefs about who they are, what they are capable of, and what their future holds. This story is shaped by past experiences, societal conditioning, and personal interpretations of success and failure. However, the truth is that the past does not define the future unless it is allowed to. Many people stay stuck because they continue replaying the same story in their minds. Stories of failure, rejection, missed opportunities, or limitations. The only way to start a new life is to rewrite the story and create a new identity that aligns with the future you want to live. Breaking free from the old story requires an awareness of the patterns and beliefs that have been controlling your decisions. If the belief is that failure is permanent, that success is only for others, or that change is too difficult, then those thoughts become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The mind looks for evidence to support whatever it believes. If the belief is that opportunities are scarce, then every rejection will feel like proof. But if the belief is shifted to one of abundance and resilience, then rejection is seen as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. The key is to consciously replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This is not about wishful thinking. It is about conditioning the mind to accept a new reality and reinforcing that reality through action. One of the fastest ways to shift identity is to change what is consistently done. Identity is not just a set of thoughts. It is reinforced through habits, behaviors, and choices. If the old identity was tied to procrastination, hesitation, or fear, then the new identity must be built on decisiveness, action, and confidence. Small but significant actions taken every day begin to reshape the self-image. When a person starts to see themselves as someone who takes bold action, who learns quickly, who adapts and overcomes, their entire psychology shifts to align with that version of themselves. The key is to act in alignment with the new identity before the mind even fully accepts it. The mind catches up to repeated behaviors. The environment also plays a crucial role in reinforcing identity. The people around you, the conversations you have, and the information you consume all shape your belief system. To create a new identity, it is necessary to surround yourself with individuals who reflect the future you want rather than the past you are leaving behind. This means limiting exposure to negativity, self-doubt, and old patterns that reinforce the previous story. The fastest way to shift perspective is to immerse yourself in an environment where growth is the standard. The decision to rewrite your story and create a new identity is the most powerful choice that can be made. It is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about stepping into the fullest, most empowered version of yourself. Letting go of the old narrative is not denying the past, but refusing to let it control the future. The second you decide that you are no longer bound by who you used to be, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. The difference between people who succeed in transforming their lives and those who stay stuck is the speed at which they take action. Overthinking, hesitation, and waiting for the perfect moment are the biggest killers of progress. The truth is, clarity comes from action, not from thinking. The more you wait, the more doubts creep in, the more excuses pile up, and the more momentum is lost. The fastest way to start over is to take massive, decisive action immediately. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be fully planned. What matters is that movement happens right away, breaking the old cycle of procrastination and hesitation. When starting over, most people focus on what they don't know, what resources they don't have, or what might go wrong. This mindset leads to paralysis. Instead of focusing on obstacles, the focus must be on what can be controlled right now. There is always something that can be done in this very moment to create momentum. It could be making a phone call, signing up for a class, sending an email, or simply making a firm decision and committing to it with full energy. Action, no matter how small, shifts the mind from doubt to confidence. The more action taken, the stronger the belief in one's ability to create change. Decisiveness is a skill that must be developed. Many people spend years stuck in the same place because they are afraid of making the wrong choice. But waiting for absolute certainty is a trap. No one has all the answers in the beginning. The most successful people make quick decisions and adjust along the way. If they don't wait for the perfect conditions, they create them. Every decision leads to new opportunities, new insights, and new paths that wouldn't have been visible from a place of inaction. The key is to trust that no matter what happens, adaptation and learning are always possible. Massive action means going all in. It's not about dipping a toe in the water. It's about jumping in with full commitment. Too many people try to change their lives while keeping one foot in their old habits, old environments, and old mindsets. That split commitment leads to failure. Real change happens when there is full immersion, when there is no option to turn back. Burning the boats, cutting off escape routes, and deciding that failure is not an option forces the mind to operate at a higher level. When there is no plan B, the mind finds a way to succeed. The fastest way to create momentum is to stack wins. Taking action creates energy, and energy fuels more action. The first few steps might feel difficult, but once progress starts building, it becomes addictive. One win leads to another, and suddenly change is happening at a rapid pace. Success is not built on motivation alone. It is built on discipline and consistency. Those who take massive, decisive action every day build the habits and mindset that lead to a completely transformed life. The choice is simple: act now or stay stuck. The moment a decision is made and action is taken, a new future begins. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately the life you create. If you want to start over and build a new future, you must be intentional about your environment. The truth is, no matter how driven or motivated you are, if you stay in the wrong environment, it will pull you back into old patterns. Growth happens when you place yourself in a space where challenge, inspiration, and higher standards are the norm. If the people around you are negative, complacent, or constantly doubting your potential, it will be nearly impossible to break free from your past and move forward at the speed you desire. The fastest way to shift your life is to upgrade your circle. The saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with is true. If you spend time with people who push boundaries, set big goals, and take massive action, you will naturally elevate your own standard. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who make excuses, complain, or settle for mediocrity, you will subconsciously lower your ambitions to fit in. To create a new life, you must align yourself with individuals who embody the success, mindset, and values you want to adopt. Cutting toxic relationships is a necessary step in transformation. This does not mean holding resentment or blaming others for where you are in life. It means recognizing when certain connections are keeping you stuck in old habits and limiting beliefs. Some people are comfortable with their version of reality, and when you decide to break free and pursue something bigger, they may try to pull you back. Not because they want to harm you, but because your growth challenges their comfort zone. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve your highest potential is one of the most difficult yet powerful moves you can make. It creates space for new, empowering relationships to enter your life. Beyond personal relationships, the content you consume and the environments you expose yourself to shape your mindset. If you constantly engage with negativity, whether through social media, news, or conversations, it programs your mind to operate from fear and limitation. On the other hand, if you immerse yourself in books, podcasts, and communities that focus on growth, success, and resilience, you will naturally start to think, act, and operate at a higher level. Your environment is not just the people around you, it is everything you choose to engage with daily. The quickest way to level up is to seek proximity to those who have already achieved what you aspire to. This could mean attending events, joining mastermind groups, reaching out to mentors, or even changing your physical location to be in a place that supports your goals. When you surround yourself with winners, their mindset, habits, and strategies will naturally rub off on you. Growth becomes the standard and success becomes inevitable. Your environment will either push you forward or pull you back. The choice is yours. If you want to start a new life, start by changing who and what you allow into your world. The beliefs you hold determine the actions you take and the results you get. If you want to create a new life, the first step is to rewire your mind and destroy any limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Most people are trapped by patterns they aren't even aware of. Deep-rooted beliefs about what they can and cannot do, shaped by past experiences, society, and even family influences. These beliefs create an invisible cage that keeps them stuck in the same cycle no matter how badly they want to change. Breaking free from these patterns requires a conscious effort to identify and replace disempowering thoughts with new, empowering ones. Limiting beliefs often disguise themselves as logical reasoning. Thoughts like, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the right resources, or it's too late for me to start over may seem like rational conclusions, but they are nothing more than mental roadblocks. The truth is, anything that has been done by someone else can be done again, often faster and more efficiently. The only real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the belief system they operate from. If a person believes they are capable, resourceful, and adaptable, they will take bold action and find a way to make things happen. If they believe they are stuck, unlucky, or disadvantaged, they will hesitate, make excuses, and sabotage their own progress. One of the fastest ways to rewire beliefs is through repetition and conditioning. The brain operates like a muscle. It strengthens whatever is consistently reinforced. If a belief has been embedded through years of negative experiences and self-doubt, it won't disappear overnight. But just like training a muscle, the mind can be reshaped through daily practice. This means feeding it with empowering thoughts, visualization, and incantations that reinforce a new identity. Speaking powerful statements out loud with intensity, such as, I am unstoppable, I always find a way, or my past does not define me, might feel unnatural at first, but over time, the subconscious begins to accept them as truth. Action is the ultimate test of belief. It is not enough to think differently. True transformation happens when new beliefs are reinforced through action. The moment a person does something they once thought was impossible, their entire perspective shifts. Small wins build confidence, and confidence strengthens belief. This is why it's important to take action immediately, even in small ways. The faster the mind sees proof that a new belief is valid, the stronger that belief becomes. The goal is to create a feedback loop where action strengthens belief and belief fuels more action. Surroundings also play a crucial role in rewiring beliefs. Being around people who operate at a high level naturally elevates personal standards and expectations. Conversations, habits, and even energy levels shift when the environment changes. The process of breaking limiting patterns is not passive. It requires effort, consistency, and a willingness to challenge deeply ingrained thoughts. But once the old beliefs are destroyed and replaced with empowering ones, a new life becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Emotional and financial independence are two of the most powerful forms of freedom a person can achieve. Without control over emotions, life feels like a roller coaster driven by external circumstances. Without financial stability, choices become limited and life is dictated by survival rather than purpose. Mastering both areas is essential for creating a new life and starting over with confidence and power. Emotional resilience allows a person to navigate setbacks without being overwhelmed, while financial independence provides the security and resources to build a life on their own terms. Emotional control begins with awareness. Most people react to life rather than consciously choosing their responses. When things go wrong, they spiral into negativity, frustration, or self-doubt, which only reinforces a cycle of helplessness. To break free from this, a person must train themselves to recognize negative emotional patterns and interrupt them before they take over. This can be done by shifting focus, changing physical state, and reframing problems as challenges rather than obstacles. Instead of dwelling on what is wrong, the key is to immediately look for solutions and lessons. The mind follows what it is directed to focus on. If the focus is on possibilities and opportunities, emotions naturally shift toward empowerment rather than defeat. Mastering emotions also means not allowing external validation or circumstances to dictate self-worth. Many people base their happiness and confidence on how others perceive them or on temporary successes and failures. This creates instability because emotions become dependent on factors outside of personal control. True power comes from developing an unshakable mindset where self-worth is not attached to external events. No matter what happens, whether success or failure, the internal state remains stable and focused. This level of emotional mastery makes it possible to take risks, push boundaries, and move forward without fear. While emotional independence provides inner strength, financial independence creates external freedom. Many people stay stuck in unfulfilling jobs, toxic environments, or unhealthy relationships simply because they lack the financial ability to leave. Money is not just about luxury, it is about choice. The ability to walk away from situations that no longer serve growth, to invest in opportunities, and to design a life that aligns with personal values comes from financial security. The first step is shifting the mindset around money. Instead of seeing it as something difficult to attain, it must be viewed as a tool that can be mastered and multiplied. Building financial independence requires action. Relying on a single source of income is risky because it places control in the hands of someone else, whether an employer or a system. Developing multiple streams of income, learning about investing, and acquiring high-value skills are critical steps in taking financial power into one's own hands. The key is to start immediately, even if on a small scale. Every step toward financial growth builds confidence and opens new doors. Achieving mastery in both emotional and financial independence creates unstoppable momentum. With emotional resilience, no setback can derail progress. With financial independence, no situation can force compromise on values and vision. The combination of these two factors allows for complete control over life's direction, making starting over not just possible, but empowering. The ability to adapt and embrace change is one of the most important skills in creating a new life. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable, uncertain, and sometimes overwhelming. However, the truth is that growth and transformation can only happen when there is a willingness to step into the unknown. The past cannot be rewritten, but the future is always within control. Those who master the ability to pivot, adjust, and move forward regardless of circumstances will always have the upper hand in life. Change is not something to fear. It is the gateway to new opportunities, fresh perspectives, and a better version of oneself. Resistance to change comes from fear. The mind is wired to seek comfort and predictability, even when those conditions are limiting or unfulfilling. This is why people stay in jobs they dislike, relationships that no longer serve them, or environments that drain their energy. The thought of stepping into something new feels risky, so they choose the familiarity of their current situation, even if it is not where they truly want to be. But the cost of staying the same is far greater than the discomfort of change. The key to embracing transformation is to shift the perspective from fear to excitement. Instead of seeing change as a loss, it must be seen as a new beginning. One of the fastest ways to develop adaptability is to make uncertainty a daily habit. The more frequently new experiences are embraced, the less fear there is around the unknown. This can start with small things, taking a different route to work, trying a new activity, or having a conversation with someone outside of the usual circle. These small changes train the brain to be comfortable with variety, making it easier to handle bigger transitions when they come. The goal is to rewire the mind to associate change with growth rather than danger. Letting go of old identities and beliefs is essential when stepping into a new chapter. Many people hold on to past labels, who they used to be, what they used to do, or the mistakes they made. These stories create limitations. To fully embrace change, the attachment to an old self must be released. There is no rule that says a person must remain who they were last year, last month, or even yesterday. Reinvention is always an option. The decision to create a new identity, adopt new habits, and think in new ways can happen in an instant. The faster this shift is made, the faster change becomes real. The most successful people in the world are those who are flexible, adaptable, and open to new possibilities. They do not wait for circumstances to be perfect. They adjust to whatever is in front of them and find a way to make it work. This mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into lessons. Instead of fighting against change, they use it as fully embraced. Life moves forward at an accelerated pace. The choice is simple: resist and stay stuck, or embrace change and step into a limitless future. Progress happens when decisions are backed by unwavering commitment. The reason most people fail to create a new life is not because they lack ability, resources, or opportunities. It is because they are not fully committed. They hesitate, second-guess themselves, and leave room for retreat. When there is an option to turn back, the mind will always look for a way out when things become difficult. The only way to ensure success in transformation is to make a firm decision and commit to it with full intensity, no matter what obstacles arise. When commitment is absolute, excuses disappear, creativity expands, and the path forward becomes clear. Commitment is more than just saying, "I want to change." It is about aligning thoughts, actions, and environment with the decision to move forward. Many people struggle because they make half-hearted commitments. They say they want to change, but they continue engaging in old habits, staying in negative environments, and allowing doubts to dictate their choices. True commitment requires a complete shift, eliminating anything that contradicts the new direction. This might mean cutting off distractions, removing toxic influences, and making sacrifices to ensure that progress is non-negotiable. Partial effort leads to partial results, but full commitment leads to full transformation. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen commitment is to create leverage. When a person has a strong enough reason to follow through, quitting is no longer an option. This could be a personal mission, a promise to a loved one, or a deep internal drive to prove something to oneself. The stronger the reason, the stronger the commitment. When challenges arise, and they always do, this reason becomes the force that pushes forward instead of allowing setbacks to stop progress. People who succeed in changing their lives do not rely on motivation alone. They create conditions where commitment is the only path forward. Accountability is another critical factor in maintaining commitment. When people keep their decisions to themselves, it becomes easier to slip back into old patterns without consequence. But when a commitment is made publicly or to someone respected, it adds a layer of responsibility. This is why high achievers surround themselves with mentors, coaches, or accountability partners who hold them to a higher standard. Knowing that someone is watching, expecting results, and pushing for progress eliminates the temptation to quit when things get tough. Commitment also means embracing discomfort. Change is never easy, and there will be moments of doubt, frustration, and setbacks. But those who stay committed push through the resistance instead of using it as an excuse to stop. The key is to develop a mindset where quitting is not an option. No matter how difficult the journey becomes, the focus must remain on the outcome. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are tests of determination. Every successful transformation story is built on the foundation of resilience and unwavering commitment. In the end, the quality of life is determined by the level of commitment to change. Those who fully commit find a way to succeed. Those who hesitate remain stuck. The moment a true decision is made and backed with complete commitment, the new life begins to take shape. There is no turning back, only forward momentum toward the life that was meant to be lived.